Hello, judges. We're the team to the left. Earlier this year, I was sitting with a group of my friends and we were having brunch. And one of my friends went like, I love your dress. Where did you get it from? And I was like, oh, thank you. It's sustainable, ethical. So I look and feel good. And then she asked me to suggest a few sustainable boutiques. And I was like, okay, boutique A, B, C. And after a few seconds, she was like, you know what, too much effort. I'll have to go to the website. I don't know if I'll find the website. I'll have to locate the store. And then I was like, you lazy you. I laughed it off. And we then, well, I was thinking to myself, why not have a platform which is absolutely dedicated to a curated set of sustainable boutiques? Which brings me to fast fashion. About 1.2 billion tons of carbon emission annually is emitted through the fast fashion industry alone, which is a lot more than the maritime and shipping industry combined. The people who make clothes in fast fashion are exploited. They're not paid the daily wage. They are underpaid, they're overworked, and they work in the environment which isn't as safe as it should be, depending on the brand we're talking about. Also, according to a survey done by McKinsey in 2019, 54% of ethical consumers are willing to pay extra for a brand which is sustainable. And 30% of them said that they're not willing to pay for a brand which is unethical. Which brings me to the current market. A lot of retail giants like ASOS and The Iconic, especially in Australia, have features such as the considered and responsible edit. But if you really look at them closely, they aren't curated well. There's no effort put into their curation, and their price range isn't inclusive. And so this is something which bothers a lot of ethical, sustainable fashion enthusiasts. The fact that they've recognized that trend also speaks about the fact that there's a market there. And also, when we spoke to a lot of customers, to be precise, 56 prospective customers, and they were happy to also give us feedback, and they let us know that they are aligned with our vision and want to interact with our platform. We also spoke to 8 suppliers who have shown interest in our platform and want to be associated with it. To the left is an attempt to solve the problem by offering a one-stop, well-curated, easily accessible platform, which offers ethically sourced and made sustainable fashion products from various well-curated suppliers. We are the team to the left, and our team consists of Tian Wei, who is a project management student and is currently working for AI Australia. There's Marshall, who is studying PhD in computer sciences and designs apps and websites. I'm a marketing management major, and I'm currently working for a media company based in London. Our business model has 2 aspects. One is the stock and the website sales. We buy stock in bulk, and we sell it for a slightly higher price. And the difference that's made there is our profit. And also the sales we drive through our website, we take a commission from there as well. In the next 3 months, we want to make calculated progress. The first month is going to involve us building a community through social media engagement, including influencers, artists who align with our vision. The second is going to be the month where we're going to establish our logistics and supply chain. The third month is where we're going to have at least 20 suppliers on board and establish a customized website. We're asking the ICT community for $11,000, which includes for the marketing strategy execution, wherein we we promote our platform through influencers and artists, and also for stock. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I've got a question for To the Left. Thank you very much for that presentation. Look, these words ethical and sustainable, they're used a lot. And in my experience, very few people are actually prepared to pay a premium for them. How will you, or on your platform, certify, assess, or otherwise ensure that the boutiques that are part of your platform, so the suppliers, are actually ethical or sustainable, whatever that means to you, is my question.
Yeah. In many cases, there are legal obligations set up by them. So if they say they are, they have to be in certain settings. There are certain third-party organizations that do this auditing for us. In the long run, we can go and personally do our auditing. That's a bit further down the line. And there are a few boutiques that we personally know.
And I do understand that a lot of these words are used loosely, which is the problem we're trying to address here. Because I've shifted to sustainable fashion, and this is a problem I've personally faced, and which is why I came up with this. And I was like, why not have a platform which actually, when there are brands included in our platform, it's going to be like, oh, if it's on this platform, it is verified. And I know initially to develop that trust is going to take time, and we do understand that, and we plan to do that through events and plan to do that through community engagement.
Can I just ask a follow-on question? So I buy only cruelty-free cosmetics. Very expensive, very hard to source.
Yes.
But the big problem is they're cruelty-free in one country, but they're not necessarily classified as cruelty-free in another. Right. And fashion is exactly the same. So how are you going to say, how can you 100% say to me that this piece of clothing has been ethically produced throughout the entire production and delivery line?
Well, longer term, going and doing our own auditing of that, and shorter term, there are other organizations that do that auditing. And then, yeah.
I think initially the barrier is going to be to for us to personally really pick and curate and research and develop a sort of criteria which the brands fit in. So we plan to develop our own criteria. That's the whole point of this platform, is we have a separate criteria, and the customers who identify with our criteria are willing to engage with our platform and buy from our platform. And that's the space we're trying to create. We're not only trying to create a platform where people can buy their stuff, we're trying to also develop a community here and really promote sustainable fashion as a way of living.
Which is commendable. But as Cindy said, this is it is more expensive by a large margin. So who actually is your customer?
Yes. So to address that, a lot of sustainable clothes that I've personally bought are from India, and they're of premium quality. And if you convert them into AUD, it's a lot lesser. A lot of the premium boutique brands in India, which is where a lot of your premium products even out here come from. They come from China, they come from India, they come from Bangladesh, where it doesn't cost as much. It costs like 1/4 of the price. So that's how we're trying to involve products which also have like a lower price range. And I'm sorry, what was the second part of your question?
I've lost my unmute button. It's the who's your customer? Because I mean, unfortunately, countries like China claim their practices are ethical, but it's been shown that they're not. So how do you get around that? So the price point is going to be much higher because you are going to be buying from different markets.
Right now, we're not looking to buy from markets like China. We're looking at India and Australia. And our suppliers are going to be 70% overseas suppliers, including India, Bangladesh for now, and 30% local suppliers, Australian. That's the way we look at it right now.
I have a question about money, surprisingly. So you are running on commission. How does that exactly work? You are selling the products, you're sourcing them, you're an e-shop. what is what,
Mhm.
or is there any other model in mind?
Right. So there are two aspects here. The first one is we buy a certain percentage of. So initially we do buy stock and sell it for a higher price. So the difference amount is going to be our profit. And
So,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
All right. Thank you to the left.